guys. Today I'm going to be showing you what to do if you don't have the construction paper or the 9 by 12 inch paper at home. So if you do have construction paper and you have 9 by 12 inch paper, I suggest doing it the other way on my other video, and you can watch that to show, to kind of see how to do it. If you don't have your construction paper because maybe you were in my A day or you were absent or whatever happened, you can do it with just plain printer paper, or if you have junk mail and you have a blank side, that would work too. So for whatever reason, if you don't have the sketch worksheet, maybe you're an A day or you were an absent, you can do the same thing on a blank piece of computer paper. And I just sketched out really fast boxes. If you want to use a ruler, you want to make it more exact, you want to print this out at your house, that's fine, but you don't have to. So I'd like you still to do a sketch of 4 different animals, and keep in mind that your animal must touch the bottom of the page. So when I drew this dog, it looks super cute, but it should have been touching the bottom of the box. All right, let's say I drew all 4 and I selected the one I want. I'm going to move to the actual project paper. So I'm going to get a piece of copy paper or printer paper, whatever you have at your house, and I'm actually just going to fold this in half. By folding it in half, you're going to see about how big you should draw your animal. So I'm going to fold it in half as best as I can, and I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to make sure it's horizontal like this. Now, I'm going to draw my animal on one side, and it's got to touch the bottom. Now, let's say I want my animal to be looking at each other. I would need to draw the animal so that it's facing inward. Okay, so I have one already done. So I would take my pencil, I would draw out my animal, and it would look something like this. Notice how, again, very important, it's touching the bottom. It's mostly touching the bottom whenever you have to cut, but this one doesn't involve cutting. So if you're terrible at cutting, this one is for you. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to take your project and make sure that it has quite a bit of graphite lead on it. Usually if people say, Ms. Hall, this isn't working, they're either doing 2 things wrong. They didn't put enough graphite or pencil lead on it, or they're not using their scissors correctly. So I'm going to fold this over, and I'm actually going to take my pair of scissors, and this is going to be a little hard because I have an injury, so you should be able to do this better than me. And I'm just going to rub along that line with a pair of scissors. This is a graphite transfer. This is going to transfer that pencil, in theory, onto the paper. Now, hopefully I can get it because of my injury, but it is what it is if I can't. So here we go. We'll see if I can get something on here. If not, I guess I could try my other arm. All right, let's see what we've got. All right, well, I've got a rough sketch. It's hard to see here, but I could have gone back and fixed it. It's just obviously with my arm, I don't want to test my arm too much or it'll be flared up. Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm just going to try and match it. And I got the little puppy's tail. It goes all the way to the bottom. Oops, I think I messed up on this leg a little. I think it should have been like this. So you can kind of like correct it if you need be. And again, my hand's a little still messed up. All right, so try to get it as close as you can to being equal. That's why originally I had people do it if we were at school on construction paper so that it would match equally if you cut it out. But we do the best that we can. So on this, one of your dogs is going to be colored in a solid color. And then the other side, the background, is going to be colored in. The positive space is the area inside of an object, and the negative space is an area around. Now, you can use colored pencils for this. You don't have to use marker. You could use a highlighter if you wanted to. Pretty much anything you have to draw with at your house. I would prefer not Sharpie, but it's a lot to color in with a Sharpie, and it could wear your Sharpie out before the end of the semester. So I prefer a highlighter, a marker, something like that. So let's say I decide to color this one in. Usually like to trace around the outside. Sorry, my marker made that kind of gross sound. So I'm going to be coloring all this in. Notice my marker is kind of picking up some of that graphite pencil lead. You may want to take an eraser and actually erase and lighten your lead before you do marker or a highlighter because it might smear everywhere. Just a little bit of a tip. Okay, so let's pretend, wow, it really smells. These are the smelly ones. It smells like bubble gum. So, or watermelon, I think it is. So pretend I had this dog all colored in. Okay, then on the other side, I would take and I just make a line down the middle. You can use a ruler if you want to. And the background here is going to be colored in. So not the actual dog, but the background that is here. That way, whenever you're ready to go to the next video, when you're done, that's going to be the same for everyone. So essentially, I know this looks a little different, but it's very similar to this one that I have here. So again, if you're at your home and you don't have the construction paper, it's not the end of the world. Do the best you can with the materials that you have. If you have questions, you can always email me. Thanks so much.